When you're running a kitchen, it can easily feel like you're being consumed by an infinite number of small tasks, all competing for your attention and for your focus. And that's usually amplified when you become a new manager or if you're recently promoted. But I think that there's a simple solution that makes a world of difference. Stick around, because in this video, I want to share with you the one thing that every culinary manager should be doing in order to stay completely effective and focused on the job at hand and always continuing to grow. You know, the cool thing about becoming an executive chef is we spend so much time cooking and we know the food inside and out. But to me, the first most significant step that we can take as executive chefs to building consistency in our program is documenting. It's documenting the boundaries and it's documenting the benchmarks that our team needs to go through. If you find yourself spending more than 65 hours a week in your job as an executive chef and feeling ineffective still, then I can help you. Click the link below to schedule a call with me and find out how. There's a quote that I heard when I was much younger, and it's where focus goes, energy flows, right? And essentially that's like whatever it is that you're focusing on is what's going to be impacted by that focus, by the effort that you're exuding. And there's another philosophy that I like to pair that up with, and that's if you can track it, then you can manage it, right? Let's take, for example, the very common subject of the budget. If you're tracking where your money is constantly going, it draws awareness to the fact that your money is going in a particular direction, and obviously it continues to pull your focus into that subject, so you're more likely to manage it. You're making more conscious decisions about it. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to running an operation. I think it's the same thing when it comes to executing a function or executing service, working with a team, doing mise en place, doing prep. And without convoluting it, that thing is first paying attention to what success looks like in the operation. What does a good event look like? What does a good service look like? What does it look like when cooks are on time? Pay attention to what success looks like. And then second, apply that knowledge by do more of what works and less of what doesn't. When you're paying attention to the work that the people around you are doing and you're paying attention to what's happening in the kitchen, then you can very easily see the things that are resulting in good end results. And if you're not sure, seek out feedback. Look to the chef, look to the executive chef, look to your general manager, right? Like always look to see if the response is favorable for the work that was executed. As the culinary director, I try to internalize as much of that motivation, as much of that feedback as possible. So I like clear indicators such as time and things that are set in stone so they're not so subjective to let me know if things are being successful. But there's always going to be feedback. Guest feedback, member feedback, resident feedback. If we take that feedback and we look at the work that was done to get there, then we can reverse engineer the success. And when you pay close attention to what worked and what didn't, then you can obviously spend more time on the things that did. So an example would be if you have an event that endlessly, year in and year out, goes well. It is a successful event. If you take the steps to look at everything that goes into that success, especially the pieces outside of the cooking itself, or what I would say the pieces beyond the food, then you'll see that there's probably a fair amount of preparation that goes in ahead of time, in advance. The plan, the ordering, the mise en place, the production, the attention that's given to that event. And if you document and record those steps that go into that success of that event, then you can very easily find the recipe, not the food recipe, but the recipe of the process that's going to yield success in that event. And that may seem like common knowledge, but that's only common knowledge if you learned it that way. And if you never learned it that way, then this just might be a different approach and a different mindset that you can wrap your head around and look at the step by step to make sure that those steps are being matched every single time, because that will more likely lead to a successful execution. Quite simply, I can promise you that if you're paying attention to what success looks like and what gets there, and then repeating those actions while doing less of the other stuff that doesn't lead to that, you will immediately be far more effective in your job. Documenting and understanding the steps that lead to success can turn common events, especially successful ones, into consistent, more successful events. basic behaviors into consistently better, more effective behaviors. If you find any of this useful, please like, share, and subscribe for more. I hope this helps, and I'll see you soon.